So I guess the finals finally decided to add classes. Hey guys, it's Chris, and the finals just put out an update talking about how they're going to be adding what look like basically classes to the game. So basically they put out a post talking about how they want to...
Flattening the competition.
What is happening?
Hey, these jokes don't write themselves, you know.
Here we go.
Just got some lore real quick. So basically they start off by saying that they want to improve the new player experience for the finals players, because they've been seeing an influx of new players recently, and they wanted to make it easier to unlock specializations, weapons, and gadgets. But basically they're saying don't panic because the game is still gonna play basically the same. To try to make the new player experience better, apparently they've been testing out different game modes for the new players instead of starting them with quick cache, because quick cache can be a little bit overwhelming for someone who's never played the game before. So they've been trying to get new players to play game modes like Team Deathmatch, Power Shift, and Head-to-Head, because those are a little bit easier to understand and less overwhelming. And I think also it's because there's only 2 teams in those game modes, so it's kind of easier to understand who's kind of your enemy and who's on your side. They also tested out different loadouts for beginner players and testing out the different body types that you can start with. So I guess they've just been basically testing out what would be the best way to introduce someone to the game, because there's so much stuff going on in the finals, like a new game mode, a weird kind of class system that relies on how big your character is, and like if you were just starting the game and you like looked at all this, it'd be like, what the heck is going on? And personally, I've experienced this when I try to get my friends to play. They jump in and then immediately they're like, there is so much happening, I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know what's happening. And apparently they've also been adjusting the rate at which players unlock... I thought that was my teammate. I'm so stupid. They've been adjusting the rate for how quickly you unlock new weapons, which honestly, I understand that. I guess they want to have, like, part of me wants to say, why don't they just make everything free right at the start? But that could probably be overwhelming for new players. And then also at the same time, it kind of gets people to take the time to understand. If they want to unlock different gadgets and weapons, I guess they have to actually play the game and learn the game, and then I guess you kind of get invested in the game. I'm assuming that's good for player retention, and it gets people to actually give the game a chance when they try it, because they think probably maybe if I get a different weapon, I'll do better. In the post, they say one of the biggest takeaways from their research is that players have past experience with other FPS games, and it's kind of hard to translate that past experience to the finals, because the finals does things very differently from like games that you'd probably be used to. I guess they have a hard time understanding the variety that the finals has, and they kind of just focus on using their gun instead of using their abilities and items. And obviously if you're going to play the finals, you need to understand all the different gadgets that you can utilize. They talk about how guns are obviously fun to use and they provide immediate feedback, but when they were building the finals, they wanted to make sure that it was a game that is interactive and promotes creativity and chaos, and trying to outthink your opponents and using your gadgets to your advantage. So that makes sense, them wanting new players to not just focus on their gun, even though like the gun is how you do damage and it's probably the most important thing. But yeah, I understand that. So basically they say they're adding this thing called playstyles, and a playstyle is essentially a pre-made contestant, and this I guess will only impact newer players, like someone like me who has everything unlocked. I don't think this will impact me at all, which I kind of wish I could like see what it's like. I guess I could make like a new account and just see what's up. But essentially what it does is there's pre-made contestants, the assassin or the hacker or the defender. It comes with a gun and 3 gadgets, and I guess a specialization. Oh my god, he took my head off. So yeah, you get a specialization, a weapon, and gadgets into like recognizable playstyles that you might be used to from other games. So the first example they give is the scout, and the scout basically just sets you up with the light with the grapple, and you get the sniper with sonar grenades and thermal bore. So basically, how did I not kill him? So basically the scout would play like your average sniper character from another game, except it's just a finals loadout that's pre-made for you. And they show off videos of all the different playstyles. The ones they talk about are the scout, the demolisher, and the hacker. So Demolisher gets heavy charge and slam with the minigun, RPG, explosive mine, and pyro grenade, which I guess makes sense. You get explosive mines and RPGs to blow things up. You get charge and slam to destroy buildings, and the minigun is also pretty good at destroying buildings. So I think that build build like basically makes sense for what you would call a demolisher. And hacker, of course, is medium with the DMAT, and you also get the data reshaper, and it comes with FAMAS, zipline, and pyro grenade. So they're basically builds that are pre-made, and it will kind of help you better understand the mechanics of the game by giving you a set build that's kind of similar to what you're used to. And I guess it unlocks all of the gadgets and specialization that come with it. So when you unlock it, you basically get a whole bunch of new items that you can use instead of having to individually go through and unlock each weapon and specialization and gadget. I'm sure you'll still be able to buy which ones you want using the currency, but now they have these playstyles that you can unlock with tokens. So unlocking playstyles, starting with season 8, you're going to be able to unlock 3 playstyles by default when they first boot up the game, and then they get 1 playstyle token to choose 1 extra one. So of the 10 playstyles, I guess they'll start with 4 and then unlock more as they go. But if you've played enough, you'll just basically be unaffected and you won't see these playstyles, I guess. Maybe you'll be able to use them as like a starting point for like if you create a new character, instead of just choosing light, medium, or heavy, maybe you choose a playstyle. But it seems like overall it's more for new players. Are they an entirely melee team? That's really annoying. Having Riot Shield and 2 swords is so annoying. So yeah, it says if you're a seasonal player, you will likely be past your first 20 rounds and have unlocked plenty of equipment. When it launches, you'll automatically receive all of the 15 starter items, whether you already unlocked them or not. Oh my god, pink is annoying. And if you already own any items, you'll receive the rest of the items in the set immediately. If you don't own any of the core items in a playstyle, it will be unlocked and you'll have to play a small number of matches to earn a playstyle token. All future playstyles will follow the same system. You'll need to play a small number of rounds to earn a token and unlock that playstyle. So I guess when they add new gadgets and a weapon or specialization, they'll make a playstyle for it, and then when they add it, even someone like me will have to, maybe you can unlock each thing individually, or maybe they'll make it so if I get a playstyle token, I can just use it to unlock everything immediately without needing to use up all that currency that I've built up. So honestly, I feel like they need to give that currency another reason to exist, to be honest. Dude, these swords are so annoying. Back up, dude. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out actually. This team is so annoying. Let's try to avoid pink. They're really annoying. So Embark is saying we really want to stress that the playstyles are not heroes and they're not converting the game to a hero shooter, because they know that a lot of people are going to be really scared that they're converting their favorite game that allows you to make your own classes into a hero shooter, and I think we would all really hate that, right? As much as we love hero shooters and MOBAs at Embark, we're not planning to turn the finals into either. The finals is meant to be a hero builder where you freely mix and match specializations, weapons, and gadgets to create your own build. Playstyles are simply a set of templates that will introduce new players to the different things you can do in the finals, because it's a pretty complex game and it's hard to learn everything all at once. So instead of selecting light, medium, or heavy, you'll select one of the available playstyles. So, oh yeah, okay, here it says exactly what I was saying. Whenever you create a new contestant, instead of selecting light, medium, or heavy, you'll select a playstyle, and this is to offer some consistency across the game's UI. And from that point onward, feel free to fully customize your contestant as you see fit, as you always have. The system will give players a clearer and faster introduction, immediately showing them the variety of the game. For existing fans, these changes should have a low impact on your experience while also helping new players join the community. So yeah, basically, this won't really affect you if you've been playing the game a lot. It basically will only affect if when you go to create a new character, it'll basically ask you to pick one of the starter classes, but then from that point on you can still modify it however you want, and that guy has a sledgehammer. So yeah, I think this is a relatively good idea. I think the one thing that I think about is, because this won't really affect me unless they start adding new play styles when they add new gadgets and new specializations and stuff. So in that case, if that makes it faster to unlock the new equipment, then I'm totally down. But then that just makes me think, what is the point of the, I think they're called VRs, but the whatever the tokens are that are the currency to unlock the different weapons and stuff. It's kind of removing the need for those if we're gonna start doing that. And then also the one thing I think of is it's kind of adding another currency to the game, the playstyle tokens, which kind of feels like that could also overwhelm new players. Just because, I mean, when I download a game and I see like 15 different types of currencies, that this unlocks these things, this unlocks these things, it's kind of like, what is the point of all this? Why don't they just make it all the same currency? Like, why not use the VRs to unlock a playstyle? And the playstyles are maybe a little more expensive than a gun, but it unlocks like 4 different things for you, so it's worth it. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me know what you think about the new playstyle change. I think it's a good change, but let me know if you think it's a good idea or if it's a bad idea or whatever your thoughts are on that. And if you're a new player, do you think that it seems like a good idea? Or if you're a new player, do you not really care and you feel like you understand the game well enough to make your own build instead of following the templates? And my teammate's AFK? No, he's not. He's fine. Oh, it's the melee one. No, it's the melee squad. Okay, I'm gonna have my lock bolt ready. Zipline time. Something else I want to mention is something that I talked about in a Reddit post that I made. Once again, I made a Reddit post and people thought my idea was bad. This is before head-to-head came out, but I suggested that they make the finals ranked mode literally head-to-head modes. So it's just 1v1 or teams 1v1 each other, see who's better and get to the next round instead of there being so much third-partying and relying on luck to kind of get through the next round. If you just made the ranked mode head-to-head every single round, so basically like what I'm doing right now, the finals mode, and so many people disagreed with me. It was like kind of crazy. At least I thought it, I feel like it's gotta be like a good idea. It makes the game feel more ranked. And I've like mentioned that idea to some friends. They literally said to me, oh, I'm lagging, this isn't good, that if the finals made that change, they would come back to the finals and play it because that would make it more ranked and more competitive, and that would make it more fun for them because they like competitive games instead of casual games. So I really think it's a good idea, but people were saying like, oh, then it loses the identity of the finals. I would argue that it keeps the identity of the finals even more because then it's more about actually winning a tournament using skill. And if you want to keep the 4-team layout, maybe use that for World Tour and have ranked be the one that has just one team versus another team, because it would make ranked feel a lot more ranked, and then World Tour would still be fun and kind of like your classic finals mode, your legacy finals mode, if you will. But a lot of people disagreed with me, saying that then the finals would lose its identity. Some people were saying that third partying is kind of part of the game and then it wouldn't feel like the finals anymore, which I think is stupid because I think even Embark themselves, pretty much every update, they say that they're trying to figure out a way to reduce third partying while keeping the game the same. But I think if you want ranked to be competitive, just remove third partying altogether, and that would make it feel a lot more fair and a lot more like your rank is what you would expect it to be. Holy shit, I just shot my teammate so far. I did not mean to do that. But yeah, let me know what you think about that idea too. Do you think if we had head-to-head be the game mode for every, like, still keep ranked as a tournament, like that's fine, but have, instead of it be like your regular cash out, make it head-to-head? Holy shit, I just 1v3'd. Wait, it's not even plugged yet. We're just wasting time. Holy crap. We didn't even plug it. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to be making lots of finals content coming up, especially with Season 8 coming. I think that'll be really cool. I'm really excited to see what they do. Embark adding head-to-head as a game mode just shows that they're kind of experimenting with what they think would be a fun game mode. And I genuinely think that this would be, like, head-to-head would be so good for ranked, and I really hope that they make changes to make ranked more fun, because if my friends came back to play the finals, it would make the finals way more fun. If I'm being honest, holy shit, everything's falling. Let's go. 1-2 tournaments in a row. Anyways, thanks for watching. See ya.